the mindset was, man, these people are going to hell. We need to get them on the way to heaven. And after that, there's this thing called follow-up. In other words, by the fact that we were not reading the Great Commission very carefully, and we were not actually doing what it tells us to do, even when we made converts, we rarely made disciples. Now, there are lots of wonderful exceptions. There's the church organization whose name is not coming into my ancient head for some reason right now, that are famous for making disciples. Anyway, lots of great exceptions. You're looking at some faces that represent them on the screen if you're with us. But as a whole, we set ourselves up for disaster.
So do you think that, because as you're talking about this problem with discipleship, I'm thinking of the church, and I'm thinking of the balance between, or the lack of a balance between converts and discipleship. It seems like every church that we've been in, it's always been a struggle. Even the good ones, it's like, well, we wish that we had more, we're more active in evangelism. They have this emphasis on discipleship, which I think is great. There always seems to be this imbalance between the two.
I don't think balance is the right word.
Okay.
Because you want 100% of both.
Wow.
You cannot make a disciple until you've made a convert. But you have to conceive of conversion as the first step in making a disciple, not as something. The mindset was, man, these people are going to hell. We need to get them on the way to heaven. And after that, there's this thing called follow-up, but that's kind of optional and by somebody else's job.
Right.
I think I used the wrong
Never got
word
done.
too. I think instead of convert, it should have stuck with evangelism or an evangelist, because it's two totally different things. It's what, like you said, it's the follow-up.
It's not follow-up. It's integral.
Well, you have to be converted and to become a disciple, and then to go out and to evangelize. So isn't that like the linear way things should go?
We evangelize, if we evangelize properly, we do it by asking people to become followers, disciples of Jesus, not just to have an experience, not just to agree to a formula, sign a card.
So if we think of this as bringing someone to the faith is that they are born again, that's a biblical concept. You're born again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are, as a mother, let's say, Krista, you have a child, have you completed your job and now you let the child have someone follow up on them while you go off and do something else? Or do you spend time growing and nurturing and feeding and caring for and having them spit up on you and then eventually rebel when they become teenagers? Which one is it? And the church, I think, opts for the first. They have a large building of orphans, and no one's caring for them.
Yeah.
When remembering back again to the churches of my childhood, which I honor for many ways in which they were faithful to the gospel, yet at the end of every service, you had the altar call, right? It was obligatory. And you came forward to get saved, be baptized, join the church, rededicate your life. And when you came forward to get saved, and hopefully people were because they believed in Jesus, but the whole idea that Jesus is not calling you just to make a decision. Right. He's calling you to follow him. What did Jesus say? All the time, follow me. Every single person. It was follow me. And so we're asking you to join us in doing that. It needs to be up front to be understood. And I think I don't think we would get fewer real converts. I think we would get a lot more converts that stick and that actually progress into being mature Christians if that was the mentality.